Hello everyone, I am the Vision of Chaos, and I'm joined here by Lily, also known as Homulily on the internet. That's correct, right?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about you, Lily. What kind of person are you? What kind of projects are you currently doing? A little bit about that, what you do on the internet, basically.
Um, well, I'm an amateur voice actor, obviously, kind of. And I've been interested in voice acting for probably about 5 or 4 years now, and interested in acting since I was like born or whatever. And I've been actively involved in the amateur voice acting community since a year ago, about, which kind of makes me feel like a rookie. Right now, I'm involved in the Twilight Princess dub, and I'm also involved in Let's Dub Ace Attorney, both Trials and Tribulations and Dual Destinies. And I also do like little clips here and there, so it's fun. And I've also done some original visual novel work, but nothing's come of it. It's still like in production or whatever. So, yeah, I like doing fun projects with fun, interesting characters.
And when you actually audition, how do you usually audition? Do you usually audition on BTVA or professional websites or that sort of thing?
I use BTVA and I use Voice Acting Alliance, and I also just hear from friends.
Yeah, speaking of friends, you were actually brought in here into this project by a friend of yours called Arietta, I
Yeah, I
think.
was.
And what did you actually think when Arietta contacted you about this project and, when you first were brought into this project and first met me?
Um, well, it was just like, oh, a friend needs someone to do this, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll see if I can do it. And at the time, I thought I was kind of swamped with projects, but I ended up doing it anyways, because I do really love Twilight Princess, and I had seen the auditions for it before on VA, but I hadn't had time or anything, and I was like, oh, and I was like, oh, you know what, I'll do it anyways. And I love Midna, and I have a lot of friends who love her, so I was like excited about doing it.
That's good. So, what inspired you to do voice acting in the first place?
Well, I've always liked acting as long as I can remember, but I was kind of discouraged from doing it when I was younger. But voice acting was a way for me to continue that. And it's kind of embarrassing, but I think everyone has these kinds of stories. Like they were watching a show and they decided to copy the voice of one of the characters, and they're like, hey, I could do that someday. Because that was basically my story. And everyone starts off by copying, I hear, and then you eventually grow into your own abilities. And that's where I am now.
And did you have any prior acting experience before even starting voice acting?
Well, I did lots of school productions and stuff like that. I don't know if that counts though.
It's still theater acting, right?
Yeah.
It's a little bit weird since I'm like in our auditions you don't seem like a theater actor to me.
Uh,
Um,
I'm sorry.
do you usually only audition like for fan projects and such?
No, I do original stuff too. It just depends on like what catches my eye.
And what you want to do?
Yeah, and what I have time to do and all that. It's like I have to balance the whole schedule. I'm probably going to be doing more auditions lately because I'm having a few projects just finish it up right about now. I was really swamped for a long time.
And from what you've seen of Twilight Princess, how do you think that this project went? How I handled it, and would you have done something different with this project?
I think it went pretty well. Um, I liked it. I'm bad at giving stuff like this. I don't know. I liked it, and you met deadlines, which is one thing that I like about directors, because a lot of times um you'll sign up for a project when you're voice acting and then you'll never hear from them ever again, which is
That
not
happens
fun.
a lot on BTVA.
Yeah, and I've had that happen to so many projects, and so many projects I was excited for, and then you don't want to sound pushy, and then also you feel like they just kind of forgot you existed. And so I'm glad I've been able to see this project through to the end.
There's actually a project that I'm going to do that I actually originally auditioned for, and then the project fell through. So instead, I decided to do it myself.
Oh,
Well, this is a little bit of a relevant question since you only did one voice in this project. But from what you heard in this project, what is the favorite that you have noticed? Your favorite voice that you've heard, and of course, what was your favorite to do? But you only did one voice, so the answer is obvious. That is Midna. Then I will answer the other question. What is your favorite character that you did in general?
all over time. Wait, do I have to answer the first question too? I'm
Yeah,
confused. I'll just say I like my own voice because I'm too lazy to think right now.
yeah.
But
And from the voices in this project,
yeah,
from the
I'll be self-centered for once. The Zant was really interesting and fun to like hear and then work off of too. Oh, I love Link's voice.
yes, Link
Link
is
was a very talented actor. Loved working with him in the green room. It was great. Yeah. But of all time, I'm not sure because like there's little things I love about each character. Like Midna was difficult for me because I don't play like usually like evilish characters, so that was something I struggled with. And I really like playing Athena as I've Athena from Ace Attorney Dual Destinies and Let's Go Project because I've been playing her for about a year, and it was my first lead role, and I was really bad starting out, and I've just come to really love this character and grown as her and as she's grown, so that's really nice to do.
hmm And hearing yourself back as Midna, is there like points that you were like, I would have done this differently,
I
or
do that pretty much every time I hear my voice. I'm like, oh, I could, but it's like you have to keep moving forward and you have to just keep on. Next time I'll do better, and then you just do that every time.
exactly, and that's where you can learn, you know.
Hmm.
The way I handle this project, I don't know if you've seen that I, removed some people and added some new people. I think you were actually one of the last people to join this project, actually.
Yeah,
So
there
you're
was a Midna
probably the
before me, right?
yeah, there was a Midnight before you. And actually knowing that, did that like turn you off? And how do you think that I, approach that situation?
Well, I
Do you agree?
understand there's just situations where you have to do that. Otherwise, you'll never get the product out. And so I respect that you can make those decisions even when they're hard to make.
Mm-hmm.
And I've just been in, yeah, like I said, projects that nothing ever happens of them. And that's because sometimes you have voice actors who just disappear off the face of the earth or really bad deadlines. And you just kind of have to do that sometimes.
So did you actually talk to any of the other voice actors or not?
Not much. I used to talk to Arietta, but yeah.
She's not online very much.
Yeah.
And after almost the finale is up, the finale will probably be up Monday. Even though this project did not get a lot of attention, would you consider that this project is a success?
Yeah, I had fun doing it, and I think everyone else did too. And we finished it, which I think is a success.
Exactly. Well, I was intending to finish it no matter what, so
That's a good thing to set out to do.
the only thing that was a little bit difficult was when Midna decided to leave this project.
But I
But
was
you know
here.
what? Exactly. What is the current work that you're currently doing? Where can people find you and your work, basically?
I'm Homulily on pretty much every single site. So Voice Acting Alliance, Behind the Voice Actors, YouTube, Twitter, even. Um, and
Oh, I know, on
yeah,
Twitter.
yeah, Twitter's more personal, so I'm like a little embarrassed to say that. But really the best place to find me like every week pretty much is the Let's Dub Project because we do videos each week and I'm usually in every single one of the Dual Destinies. I think I've had one episode I wasn't in, and we've been doing that since December of last year. So yeah. So if you want to see me every week and then other things, it'll be just be on BAA or BTBA. You'll see me around.
Any projects you want to promote here
I'll
that
just
you're
say the
working
Let's
on?
Dub Project again because I really like that project and yeah.
Is there any question you would like to ask me or the audience?
um, I guess not a question, but a comment. I hope you all liked me as Midna and were okay with like what I did and everything like that. And thank you for putting up for me and having the patience and stuff like that.
Yep. The last question is, of course, if I ever like, if you are you going to consider like continue doing fan projects, and would you consider doing fan projects? Following me and my ventures in the future.
Yeah, I will. For both.
For both.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Hmm.
So, thank you for your time.
Thank you for
I've been
having me.
I've been the Vision of Chaos, and I was joined here by Homulily, the voice of Midna. and that's the only voice that you did, but
Yeah.
it's still more lines than anyone has had in this project,
Yeah.
no matter how many characters they have.
I talked a
Uh,
lot.
exactly. And I hope you enjoyed this little interview, and we hope to see you next time for more interviews like this.
See you
Goodbye.
again.
So have you been, Lily? Except for being sick.
I've been okay. That's really the only bad part.
Have you been recording for things?
Yeah, for Midna for you. And I'm doing some Ace Attorney projects too.
I see. It's like, I've seen a lot of Ace Attorney projects actually lately.
Yeah.
Um,
Have you seen the Let's Dub project? That's what I'm involved in.
oh, you're involved in the Let's Up project?
Yeah, I play Athena Sykes and Iris
Mm.
Hawthorne.
I've recently actually come across that site. I'm like, and I went back and I'm like, this is kind of like,
Yeah, it's
uh,
similar.
it's kind of like Twilight Princess, but he didn't do that until like recently. He only used like a certain number of voice actors and mostly himself, and he did it like a Let's Play
Yeah, but we've been
style.
making it a lot more like more of a dub, so it's been
Yeah,
fun.
exactly. He's been now recently making it more like Twilight Princess.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's funny to actually now see that there are more people who did the exact same thing that I did even before I did. So.
Yeah.
And I know that there's lots of like Final Fantasy dubs before mine,
Yeah.
but before I did this, I knew none of that though. So I didn't know none of that existed. Like
Yeah.
I thought like I'm probably like no, not the first one to do it, but to do it in the same way, in my way,
Yeah.
But I'm not. I'm not even that. I'm not even the person to do it in this way, and I'm not. I'm probably not even the first person to do in this kind of quality.
Yeah. It's hard
Because
finding original things.
that project has a lot more production value behind it as well. So
We have like a really big group, and it's like recently in the last year gotten really big, and like, yeah. So,
yeah, it's for me though that the only thing that is off is a little bit of the voice acting is a little bit off for me, but it's also because it's like Phoenix Wright and needs to be a little bit zany.
yeah.
Needs a little bit. But for me personally, it sounds a little bit like it's acted out instead of these characters.
Yeah, it depends. It's fun to work on though, and I've really enjoyed it.
And maybe because I'm biased to my own work, it's like
Yeah.
when I listen to myself, I hear these characters.
Yeah, and with Ace
Okay.
Attorney, people have like all their own ideas of how the character should sound, and then when you hear someone else doing it, you're like, hey, that's not how I thought.
It's not only that, but sometimes it just sounds like a little bit forced.
Yeah. Like a lot of people think my Athena is too deep, but I was specifically told by the director to do a deeper voice because I guess a lot of people think Athena should have like a really energetic anime girl voice.
Mm-hmm.
But I was told not to do that, so I didn't.
What's at that game from the Ace Attorney series?
Yeah, Dual
It's
Destinies.
or yeah, Dual Destiny series, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've only played the Ace Attorney series, so not played any of the Dual Destiny games.
Well, Ace Attorney is Dual Destinies.
Well,
Do you mean you've only played the Phoenix Wright ones? But Phoenix Wright
yes,
is in them, but
the
so
first three
for the
games.
trilogy, yeah.
The first 3 games. That's the only games that I played, and that's with
I'm
the.
biased towards Dual Destinies just because Athena's in it and I love her, but I like the other ones too.
I don't know. I've not played them, so I'm like I only played the first 3. Like,
Yeah, Dual Destinies is on 3DS, and I think you should play it if you have the chance. It has a good
isn't it?
voice cast.
Isn't the trilogy coming out soon?
Yeah, I think it came out for US at least.
Yeah. Probably for Europe, we have to wait a little bit.
Yeah.